Berlin High School!
We will hear birthday coming up. What were some of your favorite performances from last night? Send me a text, 73389. I thought Ariana and Iggy absolutely killed it, and Ariana's outfit, that was awesome. Very retro. And then there was Michael Jackson in the hologram form. Was that cool? Or I'm confused. But anyway, I thought it was kind of cool. Katie's on the way, as promised. Ellie Golden too. Stay here. It's the end.
So, do you enjoy your job?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's your favorite part?
Well, it's fun being on the air, obviously. I like going out and meeting people whenever I'm out and about. I think that's kind of fun. And then I'm also the music director of the radio station, so between my boss, who's the huge head honcho of the station, and we kind of pick the songs that we play. So that's always fun because I'm always listening to music kind of ahead of time from when they go on the radio. You know, I do that hot new music page and stuff like that. So that's probably one of the main reasons I got into radio is because I love music so much, and it's fun being able to share good music with everybody. So many. And then obviously I get to meet some celebrities, interview stars. Yeah, I mean that's always fun, but I mean that's not my main. Yeah. That's not the main thing. I mean, yeah, that's a really cool thing, obviously.
All right. So how much do you make in about a year?
In about a year?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a big range in radio. Generally, the people on the morning shows probably make the most. The people maybe at night make the least. I'll say when they first hired me here to do the night shift, I was making $30,000. So. A year. So right out of college, I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. I make a little more than that now. Like whenever I'm out broadcasting live from places, I get some extra money. When you hear me doing endorsements for things, like I talk about T-Mobile a lot and Shane Company, I get a little extra money for that. So there's ways you can make, and then if your ratings are really good, which we are thankfully at 107.9, and you get some bonuses. So there's ways, even if you're like main salary, there's ways to even get higher than that. So I mean, the people at morning shows, then you get up to your big, huge, like Howard Stern. He's not really on the radio anymore.
So it does vary on the person?
Yeah, and it varies on the size, the small town. Like I'm making a lot more in Sacramento than I was when I was up in Chico, or obviously in Yuba City when I started. I was working part-time and I was making minimum wage. So, once you get full-time, then there's more money to be made. So it really is. It's such a big, you're not going to get $30,000 in your first job in radio. Remember, I worked all the way up from, when I was an intern up till now. That was like a 10-year process.
How did you get into radio?
I got into radio, kind of a funny story. I was working at McDonald's in high school, and I would work in the drive-thru because I guess I had gone through puberty finally, woohoo! And so they put me in there, and people were always saying, you should work on the radio. I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds kind of cool. So one night, all my friends we worked there, like on Saturday nights and stuff after school, and we won a contest. We had the radio on. This is up in Yuba City where I grew up, and we had the radio on. We won a contest, and she's like, so we got to go in and pick up a CD, and she's like, yeah, the girl who's on the air, the lady, she's like, come and I'll give you a tour. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And my buddy was like, wow, she sounds hot. I want to go meet her. Whereas I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but I want to get a tour of the radio station and stuff. So that's actually where it started. So we went there, and she wasn't hot. She was very, very nice. And I started off as an intern there at that radio station, and then I kind of worked my way up. I did go to college up in Chico, and I worked at a couple other stations part-time until I graduated, and then full-time.
Was radio always something you wanted to do?
Growing up, not really, but I always kind of I liked watching game shows and pretending I was hosting stuff, so I guess I was kind of working my way up to it, but I was never like, I want to be a DJ, but once I started thinking about it, I thought it would be pretty cool, and it is. Yeah.
So how long have you been in radio?
I've been in radio about 15 plus years now, so yeah, I graduated in '96 from Chico State,
so it takes about that long for you to get to where you're at?
Maybe. I mean, you're not going to probably get your first job in radio in Sacramento, because believe it or not, Sacramento's a pretty big city. I don't know how you feel about it, but in market size, New York is number 1, LA is number 2, Chicago is number 3, and they rank the markets all the way down to like 300, and Sacramento's market 27. So that's a pretty, when you think about it in that scale, Sacramento's a pretty big market. So like I said, I started even Yuba City, Marysville, Chico. I worked in Redding and Reno, much smaller towns to kind of work my way up.
What advice would you give people watching about how to get into
radio? Well, Be an intern. I mean, because you need to get a little bit of experience, because no one's just going to say, you can't just walk in and say, I want to be on the radio. All right, great, you will. So either be an intern and kind of work your way up there, be dedicated, work hard, or go to a college where they have a college radio station, so that way you can get some experience on the air there. So those would be my top two.
Do you know any colleges that?
Most colleges have. I mean, even Sac State has a radio station.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would say at this point, most colleges have radio stations. They may not all be on the air. Some of them are just online.
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, you're getting the experience, and that's what matters.
So one quick question. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song, like right now or
Yeah.
ever?
Ever.
That is a tough call. What's my favorite song out right now? Problem by Iggy Azalea
that's
and
what I'm
Ariana
talking
Grande.
about.
With Magic, Rude by Magic coming up strong second.
Yeah, I like that
Okay,
song.
let's go back to the 80s. You want some 80s knowledge?
Okay.
Take On Me by Go look that one up. It rules. You might actually recognize it. You wouldn't know it, but you might know it. Okay, favorite song from the 90s. Ooh, that's a tough one. Let's throw out The Offspring. Come Out and Play.
I don't think
Gotta
I've ever
keep
heard
them
that one before.
separated. Okay, go look that one up too. YouTube. It's all about.
Okay.
2000s. Oh, I don't know. Tough to narrow it down to just one.
That would be the Britney Spears era, right?
Gives You Hell by All American Rejects. I don't know.
Yeah, I know that one.
It's good. There's too much good music out there. I like music of all genres.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What type of equipment do you use every day?
It's pretty much all computer based, obviously, these days. We have a really fancy, we actually just got a new board here a few months ago, and we got a new automation system. So a lot of the stuff in here is actually relatively new, so we're kind of learning everything. But everything is various software computer programs. Vox Pro over there is what we use to record our phone calls. Even all the texts come up. We use a program called Vibes, or a website called Vibes, that we go through all of our texts, which just come up on a computer screen. And then we have software called Wide Orbit, which actually plays all the music and runs through it. And then this is my big board here where I control pretty much my microphone and all the song levels and anything else we may put on the air. In the old days, we used to play CDs, but not anymore.
Records.
Yeah, records. I haven't been around that long, but I suppose they did use records at some point.
Make sure you catch Christopher K on 107.9 from 2 to 6. Is that right?
That's right. Good plug. Thank you, Rio Linda. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, definitely see me fall.
All my friends that I got really close to this year.
I will miss absolutely nothing. Now go and make interesting mistakes, make amazing mistakes, make glorious and fantastic mistakes. Break rules and leave the world more interesting for your being here. Moving to LA, starting college,
Pharmacy,
getting my general ed out of the way, and then to transfer to a UC.
ARC for culinary because I love the Bay.
Congratulations to the class of 2014.
Going to football games,
Class of 2014.
like going to Black
forget
the time.
Homecoming. In the limo with music blasting.
Having lunch in the castle.
Gonna miss class 2014 and all the spirits we have together. Black and gold.
We rock.
Oh yeah.
Congrats to the class of 2014.
Go Knights! Woo! Oh, yeah, we